Today, we're cracking open the playbook for some of the world's most incredible health breakthroughs. It's called the Biodesign Blueprint. You know, we all love that story of the lone genius in a lab, hit by a sudden bolt of lightning, that whole eureka moment. But honestly, most world-changing inventions don't happen like that at all. What if there was an actual, repeatable recipe for innovation? Well, turns out there is. Let's get into it.
Yeah, there is a better way to invent. And it's a teachable process that's been quietly fueling some of the most important health innovations for the last couple of decades. To really get it, let's start with a problem we can all understand. Millions of people deal with the chronic, super irritating pain of dry eye disease. And the standard treatment, constant, inconvenient eye drops. But what if there was a totally different way? Okay, so check this out. This is the True Tear device. Instead of just adding artificial tears, it uses this tiny, gentle pulse to stimulate a nerve, in your nose of all places, and that tells your body to produce its own natural tears. I mean, it's just an incredibly clever solution. So, was this just a lucky idea? A random stroke of genius from some startup? No, not at all. It was actually the result of a really disciplined, methodical process. And that process is called Biodesign. It was developed at Stanford University way back in 2001. And it's all about a systematic, need-first approach to inventing things. The big idea here is that innovation isn't some kind of magic. It's a skill you can learn and master. So, how does this whole recipe actually work? Well, it's built on a pretty simple 3-phase blueprint. Now, it sounds straightforward, but as you're about to see, the real magic is in the details. Okay, so first up, you identify. This is all about finding a really important, unmet need out there in the world. Then, and only then, do you move on to invent. You get engineers, doctors, business folks, all in a room to brainstorm and build like hundreds of potential solutions. And finally, you implement. You create a solid plan to handle all the tricky stuff. Patents, regulations, funding, to get that solution out of the lab and into the hands of people who actually need it. So this is the full playbook, and the thing you'll notice right away is that it's not a straight line, not at all. Innovators are constantly jumping back and forth between the phases, refining their understanding of the need and tweaking their potential solutions. It's this structured but also flexible path that really guides a team from just a vague problem to a real viable product. Now, if you had to guess the most important phase, what would you say? Probably the inventing part, right? The cool new gadget? Well, actually, it's that first one, identify. It's kind of wild, but biodesign teams will often collect and document somewhere between 100 and 200 different needs before they even start thinking about a solution. Their entire focus is on finding the right problem to solve. And this is why that focus is so critical. As Dr. Paul Yock, one of the founders of Stanford Biodesign, says, not all clinical needs are worth 10 years of your time and tens of millions of dollars. That whole identify phase, it makes sure that massive investment of time, money, and just pure energy goes toward a problem that truly matters. This focus on the need also completely changed the goal of innovation. It used to be about just making a slightly better version of whatever tech already existed, and usually at a higher price. But as you can see from this chart, the biodesign process shifts the whole goal to delivering real value. And we're talking solutions that are not just more effective, but a lot of times more affordable too. And yeah, an idea this powerful, it definitely didn't stay locked up at Stanford for long. It pretty quickly kicked off a global movement. So after launching in 2001, the model just took off. By 2007, a partnership brought the whole process to India. Then, in 2009, Johns Hopkins adapted it for their own incredible program. A year later, Singapore jumped on board. See, this wasn't just a class curriculum, it was becoming a global phenomenon. And the proof, as they say, is in the products. You've got companies like iRhythm with its game-changing XioPatch heart monitor. Oculeve, the one we just talked about, got acquired by a huge pharmaceutical company. Tudo Health, which made an asthma monitor for kids, was bought by Apple. And Concern Medical, which came out of the India program, created this low-cost device that got FDA approval. This stuff isn't theoretical. It's making a real-world impact. And the human impact is just staggering. In just the first 12 years of the Stanford program alone, technologies born from this process had already helped over 150,000 patients. And financially, Well, those early companies raised more than $250 million in funding, which proves that this need-first approach isn't just good for patients, it is also fantastic for business. But here's the most powerful part, I think. This isn't just about medicine. It's about a fundamental shift in how we think about creating anything new. It's what we call the need-first mindset. Just look at the difference here. The old way is technology first. It's like, I have this really cool hammer. Now where can I find a nail to hit? The biodesign way is need first. It starts with, man, I found this really crucial problem. Now, what's the absolute best way to solve it? And once you start to see this pattern, you realize this exact same mindset is the secret sauce behind so many of the most innovative and iconic brands in the world. Seriously, think about it. Uber didn't start with an app. It started with that deeply annoying, frustrating need of not being able to find a taxi when you needed one. Alphabet's famous moonshot factory, X, literally starts by identifying huge global problems first. And the Embrace infant warmer, that came from identifying the critical need for cheap, portable incubator in rural areas. It all comes down to this one simple, powerful mantra, which is really the heart of this entire process. Fall in love with the problem, not the solution. That right there, that's the key that unlocks true, meaningful innovation. So the final question isn't about what cool thing you can invent. It's about what problem you see out there in the world that just needs a better solution. So what problem will you fall in love with and solve first?